What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
and today we are diving into Apple TV's Murderbot Episode 3. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, go ahead and hit subscribe. We cover multiple videos of different TV shows. We're really just here to discuss TV. And if you're just checking in for the first time, we are a show about shows. We're just two guys who don't ever pretend to be experts about anything, chatting about entertainment. We get a lot of things right and some things wrong. We just finished up a bunch of predictions on Handmaid's Tale that were pretty awesome. If you're into that, you can go check it out. We have a playlist for it. But today, we're diving into what was a very short episode for a series that we've been highly anticipating for a long time. And so I think we may have some mixed reviews on this one. But if you're just checking in, a couple of things. One, hit subscribe. We love to have you keep coming back. Hit the notification bell so that you never miss a single episode. Also, hit that like button if you enjoy this content. It really helps us let us know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. So appreciate if you do that. Also, this is more of a conversation. Again, we are not experts. We just really love this stuff. And based on the 33,000 of you who follow us, you do too. And so we really enjoy hearing from you, having conversation with you in the comments without spoiling what's to come. That's the big thing for us. We truly enjoy going through this experience and having it be organic and being surprised or getting things wrong without having any extra information. And then having those of you who have read the books or have more information, fill it in the comments later on. We've been doing a really good job with that, and so have you. And so I really appreciate all of you guys checking in and being loyal to that, because it would be really suck if we knew what was coming and then be like, why are we watching this? So appreciate that. And with no further ado, I've been talking long enough. Let's turn it over to Liam and dive in.
Yeah, I truly wish these episodes were an hour long. I really do, because this was 20 minutes on a craft, flying from one site to another, with the last 10 minutes being the real juice of this.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy all the fun conversations on the ship, though.
Yeah, so just to mirror what you said, not to harp on it too long, because I probably would if I got the opportunity to get on a soapbox, but that was my biggest gripe. If you go back and watch episodes, like it felt like because the episodes were so short that the two episodes combined together were one episode. I felt that they were too short then, but because we got two at once, it didn't feel as impactful. This episode, I felt it. Like you were saying, most of it was them on the craft, which there's a lot of awesome stuff that happened this episode. But for me, to mirror what you had said, it felt like it had just started. Like we were 10 minutes into an actual episode and then it just ended. And I was like, oh, if that keeps happening, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
Because thank you all for commenting on the first video, because now we have so much more knowledge about this universe and what goes on inside of it. So one of the biggest gripes that I think I'm going to have, and it's going to be the same one we had with the Dune Prophecy, is that you're trying to take such a huge franchise, something that has a lot of canon and content and lore behind it, and fit it into these micro episodes. And then what Dune did was cut it like 4 episodes short, but what Murderbot's doing is just cutting the episodes in half. And I think we'll see come the end of the episode, but I'm just going to predict right now that's going to be one of the things that hurts this season as it launches out, is that it's going to be very limited in its ability to deliver because they're choosing to do such short episodes.
Yeah, it feels like by the time we're finally in it, it's over.
Yeah.
Like we're just getting comfortable, we're getting some more story, and then it's gone and they rip it away. And that feels not very good.
Yeah, and I think it hurts more because it's so, like, what they do give us is good. So I want more of it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Even the subtle just scenery that we got in this one, seeing them go from like the arid base that they're on and flying across to this like more lush jungle, like
awesome crabs.
The crabs, like even the new plants that we got, so the alien flora that we got to see pounding the base, and then the geysers, all of it was beautiful. I was like, oh man, they got screwed. They got the wrong base.
We're gonna hammer ourselves. We talked about what we didn't like. Now let's get into the more important thing about what we did like about it, right? So one piece that I really enjoyed was the fact of the guy going up to Murderbot, talking to him like he's a person. He's like, hey, what's up? And all this stuff. And then he asked some questions about using human genetic material from the lab. I was like, oh, so they really are just using essentially clones.
They clone the tissue. That's what he mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. They're using clones of people and turning those people into these robots.
Not necessarily. Yeah, so that was my original thought too. But we had some amazing people in the comments share some insights that are directly from the novels themselves. And the idea that I had that like maybe Murderbot himself was more like a RoboCop style like character where he once was human turned into a robot, and then they like thought that was really a good idea, so like mass produced him. That's not.
This is more Frankenstein.
Yeah, this is not canon though. Like what I'm trying to say is like the theories that we had around that are way more. We're like looking into it way too much, because these really just are a company who creates like these robots, and then he's just an older model, and they use all different parts of humans to create these. Like these, as far as I understand from the comments, Murderbot has a human brain, right? So he's like, it's like part of how they build them. Not that they take a human and then make him a robot. They clone human parts and then put them into these robots. Yeah.
But to me, that's still at least part human.
Well, Frankenstein to me would be taking someone who's like once was alive and then reanimating that person, right? Not taking someone who's died or taking someone who's alive or whatever they do and cloning that and then using that.
When I say Frankenstein, I meant more like a mismatch of parts from here and here type thing. Like just a whole bunch of shit thrown together to get it to work.
How do they grow the organs that they put inside security bots and other robots inside this universe? Now I need to know. Let me know.
And whether that's actually different from the show or not, or versus the books, right? So, but they had that whole interaction. The leader of the hippies, Mensa,
We're going to lock these names in.
You will, first anyway. Mensa was talking to him and wants him to keep his visor down so he can be more comfortable. Obviously, he's very annoyed by that.
Yes.
And we had a lot of good comments saying that he's not like a child. He's more autistic.
Yes, I have no experience with autism. So for me, he acts a lot like my children. But I also, many people expressed that in the comments that the writer himself and other people involved with this have expressed that he's supposed to resemble signs of autism. Like he's supposed to be sharing that with the people, like with us as a viewer. Like we're getting the insight of like what that would feel like to be in their head. Like to have that inner monologue of what it feels like to be so socially awkward. Like you're very smart, but you're just socially awkward and you don't know how to express it to other people. And we're getting pieces of that with him.
I can't relate to that at all.
Yes. No one knows that about you. Okay.
No, definitely not.
But no, there are certain aspects where I don't have the lens. I don't have the lens of understanding or being around someone with autism enough to like see those characteristics. So I appreciate someone sharing that, because now I can start to do my best with someone with no experience to try to like connect those pieces.
I mean, it made sense the moment I read it to me. Like, okay, yeah, I can totally see that. But they really want to treat him as a human being. They had this whole little rant about essentially he's just being a slave. That's why I brought up the human parts thing. Yeah. And they're like, how disgusting it is. They just want him to be a member of the crew.
Yeah.
He does not want that. He's resisting it with everything in him, but I've got a feeling he's going to break down real soon.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting too, because it's two different worlds and two different mindsets. You have this company who looks at him as like a number on a piece of paper, just a piece of equipment. And then you have this coalition alliance over here who, the hippie faction, who is just like peace and love and everything deserves to have its day. And so this robot who wants nothing to do with what they want is like getting forced into being human. And he's just like, I don't like this. I don't want this.
Well, it's new to him because he's had his emotions and all this stuff for how long now?
A while. Yeah.
I'm not even sure. We don't even know, do we?
Well, because he has the time to erase in time, right? Mm-hmm. We know that he spends a bunch of time on that mining colony, and that's where he hacks his governor. And then from there, we get a big time jump, basically. And next thing we know, he's like in the back in the company office there. So we don't know how long he's actually been free and how long he's just been sitting in there watching TV and doing what he can. Although he didn't get connected to the internet until he got put on the mission. So he didn't have access to movies yet when he was just sitting in the office.
Now that they're on this mission, we saw him spying on one of the members of the crew back at the habitat thing.
Yeah.
And she is just really going through it with her PTSD. We've got Mensa again. She's having a conversation with him at the control panel and talking about how her husbands and wives or something like that.
I said partners. It left it open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't remember which. I forgot that was the language of specifically partners, but she talks about how they thought she was just running away to escape them for a little bit.
I mean, some of that might be true, right?
Yeah.
Some of that based on her anxiety and everything else that's going on. Some of that might have been just a lot of overwhelm back home and she's needed to get away.
That was essentially the whole 2/3 of the episode was what we just covered.
Yeah.
And then they land the ship, find out the one dude was too hungover.
He never turned his mic off. That was pretty funny.
Yes, he's kind of the lovable idiot at the moment.
Yes.
And I'm very much enjoying that. We get to the other site. You talked about the flora and fauna and all that stuff. Mentioned the crabs. And then he starts to go in and he's like, I'm going to blow it. And then he's like, wait a minute. And he just checks it real quick, like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah, he's spends a lot of time watching TV, and so a lot of his interaction is like filtered through the lens of the shows he watches, which I think is very interesting. Like, it's an interesting way to like have him learn about the world and then like interact as an inner dialogue.
Yeah.
Like the part where he was like walk through all the carnage and he's just like, this reminds me of that one episode almost exactly, and then they except for, and then the guy like attacks him.
So we get there. Turns out he thought it was just the last two Murderbot robots, whatever they are.
Bots. I think they're like security bots. Yeah.
Yeah. So he saw the last two there, and he's like, oh, they must have killed each other perfectly.
At the same time. Yeah.
And then the one gets up, they fight a bit, and I don't know, he's got this weird little visual that we saw of all the pre-planned moves that they normally do.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool. That was very Matrix-like.
So, a couple of cool things and that I have questions about, and I'm sure everyone in the comments can help us out here. In the comments previous on the last video, it was mentioned several times that the way he's being portrayed is like has to be because of the way he is like self-deprecating, like always like self-deprecating himself. Mm-hmm. But in the books, he's not like an inferior model by any means. Like in the book, he's actually, as far as the comment section, and please if I'm wrong, correct me, but this is what we've been told. He is like, he goes toe to toe with other sec units and can handle his own, like he's not by any means an insufficient or like incapable unit. He's pretty badass.
Yeah, they even mentioned in one of the comments that he is superior to many of the other ones.
Yes, and that was my next question. And we saw a piece of that in this episode, where in a more advanced unit than him, a newer unit than him, supposed to be more advanced, he had its data as an older unit. So is that because he broke his governor and now he can go anywhere and learn anything? Is he able to like download the different information from the newer security units, and now he knows their fighting styles, their like the way they act, their protocols, and he can use that in combat? Because you saw it. It was pretty cool. He like went into that whole like almost like Matrix mode where he's like everything's slowed and you can see what was going to happen. He backs up and he just like handles it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we find out that the one that he just fought in that situation was being controlled by something else.
Yeah. And then we see.
I feel like they said something else and not by another unit, because I don't know if the other one's another unit, whether it's malfunctioning, or maybe it's more like him where it hacked its own governor and it's just fucking rebelling and personifying everything that he had fantasized about on that mining planet.
Yeah. I have a feeling that whatever that glowing orb is that we were introduced to in last episode has it's powerful. It's like an alien relic. It's something. And when this unit, this group reported back about it, the people they reported to overrode the sec units, killed them, had them kill each other. And this blue-ish sec unit, the newer looking one that we saw at the end of the episode, is like the retrieval team. Like it's the person they're sending in to like make sure everyone's dead and they can bring everybody in to come get the thing.
Ah, their special ops one.
That's what I'm thinking is going on.
Like it's a one unit cleanup crew.
Yeah, I think they found something that is way more valuable than they believed. And when they reported that back, the people that found out about it were the ones who hacked the units and are now going to come retrieve it. And this is going to be, I think, the rest of what we see moving forward is like our Murderbot figuring this out and trying to keep his people safe while also discovering what the thing is. I've never read the books. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's where we're going.
That could be. They left us on that one hell of a cliffhanger where they're just about to really get into it. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate cliffhangers.
No, you love them. But I think, again, great episode. Cast did a great job. The inner monologue for Murderbot is great. The way that the crew interact with him, and he's like very resistant of it. I think the whole part is just, that whole part of it's great. The biggest thing is I want more, and the episodes are short. So that's it.
Yeah. Same.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, let us know down in the comments. Definitely, if you've read the books and you have the answers, we'd love to hear put on, what exactly is like more of the details behind these sec units and how are they built and how they operate, and especially Murderbot, now that he's hacked the governor, is he able to download and learn more? Is that what gives him his advantage, or is that just them going back to more of like him in the novel? Just interested to know those kind of things. Let us know in the comments below. Again, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It lets us know we're doing a good job. If you're new here, definitely hit subscribe. We drop multiple videos a week. If you hit the notification bell to all, then YouTube will actually let you know we dropped the video and you won't miss it. Great how YouTube can do that for us. But my name is Chris, as always with me.
Liam.
And we'll see you guys on one of these videos. We have whole playlists right here and one above my head that YouTube says you'll like. So we'll see you on that video. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.